This is part 7 in our Introduction to Dynamics series. Entering data sounds like an easy one, but there's plenty to learn so you don't trip up, and as always, I'll share a few hints and tips as I go, so let's get started. I will focus on a couple of key tools that enable you to view and edit data. Some data on forms, such as a new record, is editable by default. Many records that are already created require you to consciously enter an edit mode before you can make changes. We'll see an example of both. Of course, some data can never be edited, such as posted financial transactions. First, let's look at data that is editable by default. We'll use a new sales order for our example, as it contains most of the field types that we will encounter. Just a note, this is not a lesson in sales order creation, so don't get too bogged down in the meaning of each field we see. Let's go to the sales order processing workspace. In the action pane, I will select to create a new sales order. Editable fields are generally white, or clear. Non-editable fields tend to be grayed out. This may be driven by the form, or by security. You can see most of this form is clear, or white, and the cursor is active in the customer account field. So let's enter some data. With drop-down lists, and this is one of those, you must enter a valid value from the list. If you know the customer account code, type it straight in. If you don't, you can select it from the list, or use the filter facility to search. Refer back to Lesson 5 in this course, for help on filtering. Select, or type, a valid entry. Dynamics will default several fields for you based on the selection. The next type of field is a text field. These fields will generally accept any alphanumeric text, but may be limited in size. Here, I can type a name for the delivery address. On the General tab are more examples of drop-down fields which must be valid, and text fields which are free-form. I will fill in a few. On the Delivery section, we have some date fields. You can type the date, or select from the Calendar drop-down. You don't need to enter the full date. Just give it enough information such as just the day, or day and month, if the current year is correct. If you manually type, you never need to put a slash, or a dash, or dots. A quick hint. You can type the letter T, for today. I will cancel this order now. Some forms will be locked by default. Typically, a master record does not allow immediate editing. Let's go to a customer record to see an example. The locked record simply prevents accidental updates to important information. There are two options to unlock the record. Either select the edit icon in the action pane, or click the small edit icon in one of the fields when you hover over it. Make your changes as necessary. You do not need to click the Save button unless you want to force the save without moving off the field. Normally, as soon as you click Elsewhere, or tap to the next field, the update is saved. If you would like to put the form back into read-only setting, click the Read Mode option in the action pane. Finally, if you make an error, there is a one-time only undo. It's called Revert, in the action pane. If I accidentally edit this name and can't remember what it was, I can revert it back again. But only while I remain in the field. This brief overview will allow you to view, access, and edit the main kinds of data, and then confirm your changes. The two key things to remember are that many forms require you to enter edit mode before you can update values. And that saving is not generally necessary. Data is saved as soon as you move away from a field or exit the form. In the next video in this series, Part 8, we'll be looking at how to run reports. You can link to that video here.